Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Fred and Friends. I'm your host, Fred Schultz, and tonight I got a couple of pretty good guests on here tonight. I'm going to have Mike Barney from Paint the World. It's an organization that tries to get, helps kids get along and get into the sport of paintball with used equipment and other things. I think it's pretty cool. And then I'm going to have on my second segment, I'm going to have on Daniel Gonzalez. And Daniel is putting together, he's already put together actually a GoFundMe, but he's putting together a raffle for one of his co-workers' daughters who has stage 3 cancer. So what I'm doing is I'm hoping that you guys are going to all hang on and wait and listen to Daniel and see how we can all maybe get together and put something together for this family. Because, I couldn't even imagine having a daughter 13 years old and having to go through that. So anyhow, and I know how my audience is. My audience is probably the best in the world. And I know there's a lot of podcasts out there. That's not a problem. I swear by my audience. I think they are the best of the best, period. And, Paul Farrell, always the first one to jump on board. Him or Bonchick to kind of have a race, or Ryan Courtney. But Ryan Courtney, I think right now, if I'm not mistaken, last I seen, he's in Thailand. So he's probably not going to catch the show tonight. But yeah, Paul, he always tries to give you a good shot. And I see we got Caesar Pizzo, Ultra Silk. And, that's funny, Caesar. I was going to wear one of your T-shirts tonight. And I decided to go with my buddies, the wrong way, the New York Police Department. So, because they're pretty cool. I like them guys, too. But, Caesar has Ultra Silk. And all my markers have Ultra Silk in them. And let me tell you, you get the boom treatment from Caesar, and that your marker sounds like a sewing machine. It just absolutely rocks, believe me. So anyhow, I got a few things I want to mention. I want to give my shout outs real quick. And then I want to bring on Mike Barney from Paint the World Paintball and see what we can do to help them guys too. It's a pretty good organization. He's got a lot of support. There's a few questions I want to ask him, a few things I want to go over with him. But he's more than willing to talk to us, and I'm more than willing to listen. It's like I say all the time in all my ads and everything when I'm talking all the time and rambling on, like it's something I'm pretty damn good at. Individually, we could all do something for paintball, but collectively, when we all work together, we make paintball rock. And, the more people that get on board and actually, take that to heart, the better off our sport's going to be, because working together with a bunch of people really, really makes a big difference. It does. So anyhow, I got to mention the Montressor Classic is coming up, and it's going to be at Yorkville, Illinois, July 29th and 30th. And you can jump on PBL Leagues and go ahead and register for that, and also jump on PBL Leagues and register for the next WCPL tournament. That's going to be in Newburgh, New York at Paintball Sports Field. And that's June 9th, 10th, and 11th. And that's one I'm definitely going to be at and definitely looking forward to. Absolutely going to love it. So, and then I have to mention, I've been talking about the new Tiger Stripe coming out here, and I've been mentioning it for a while. We had a few samples come in, but Tim Schloss, the originator of the original three-finger tiger stripe, was never happy with the colors or anything. Well, this is the new one, and I just got word this morning that they're in. So they're going to be sold through Social Paintball. And Social Paintball has a lot of cool stuff. So you get a chance, you're going to want to jump on there. And the way I understand it is, whatever the price is, teams get like 20% off if you get a team package. So anyhow, I am looking forward to wearing Tiger Stripe in New York in June, because I cannot wait to go do that tournament. That's one that I absolutely love, and I have done for a lot of years. Absolutely. It's a great place. So let me give my shout outs real quick so I can bring Mike out here, because Mike's on the East Coast. Me and Daniel Gonzalez, we're awake, man. We're going to be awake when this show is over. But, this show is starting like at 10 o'clock out there for him. So, and like 9 o'clock for Bill. Bill's pretty good, though. To start with, when I had Bill on the show, we had to put sticks under his chin to keep his head up. But he's doing good now. So I think he sleeps in the daytime or something. I'm not sure. But anyhow, let me give the shout outs real quick. In fact, let me bring Bill up here real quick, seeing I'm bad mouthing him.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to choose something. I usually wait till you eat something or drink. But
that's why I was fidgeting with stuff. And I'm like, well, I better stop. And then right then's when you.
Yeah, I thought for sure you were reaching for a Twinkie or something. I was going to hit you up. And well. Another joke gone.
I had a player give me a zebra cake Sunday during the ceremonies, and I left it in my pocket, and it's got all smashed. But I'll still eat it. I mean, we'll possibly eat it.
Yeah, well. That's pretty good. That's not as bad as those chocolate chips you left in your pocket that time. Oh no, man, that was messy. All right, anyhow, we got some good guys on here tonight, and you met them both in the green room, and I'm looking forward to talking to both of them. I think both of them are doing pretty good for the sport of paintball, and that's something that I absolutely love. Yeah. Period. I think it's absolutely great. Hey, and Paul Farrell says hi. Paul was the first one to jump on tonight. He beat Banchik. Oh, man, that's unreal. And Ryan Courtney usually takes him on, but, Ryan, I believe, right now is in Bangkok in Thailand. So let's give the shout-outs real quick and drag these guys out here, Billy. What do you say?
Okay, yep.
I start every week with my buddy, my good friend from a lot of years ago, Mr. Tim Schloss. Tim is the originator of the Tiger Stripe camouflage, the three-finger one. There you go. Booyah. Love it. And the brand new one is out now. And it's at Social Paintball. And Tim also has the last WCPL tournament of the year, and it's at Gateway Paintball in St. Louis. And it is one heck of a field. Am I right, Billy?
It's badass.
It really is. It absolutely is. He calls me today this morning, and he asked me what I'm doing. I said, well, I'm sitting in my recliner watching TV. What are you up to? He goes, oh, I'm mowing the grass out here at the field. So he loves that field. He manicures the heck out of it. Yeah, that's my man. I know it out there with his scissors doing it. And then I got to say hi to not just a longtime friend, but a longtime sponsor. Had Air America back in the day and has Immortal Air now. I want to give a shout out to Dan and his son, John Colby. Great guys. Work very, very hard for the sport of paintball. And we just had their tournament, their WCPL tournament. There you go. If it's not Immortal Air, it's not good air. And anyhow, we just had their tournament, the WCPL down at Panhandle Paintball in Florida. Great time. Really, really was. Had a very, very good time. Little warm, but the warm is good. Warm is good. Cold
it
is
wasn't
not
that
good.
Bad.
Cold is not good. Yeah.
Gave us a chance to get out of the weather here in the Midwest and
there you go.
Enjoy some warmth.
And then my very good friend Bud Orr. I mention Bud every week. Bud had War Game Products back in the day. One of the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet in your life. Done paintball, and Bud and I go back like 36, 37 years. Did a lot for paintball then, and the guy is still, I repeat, still doing things for paintball. Terrific, perfect. He's probably watching right now, too. He watches every week. We drag him out here sometimes, so, He's pretty good. If his wife's Kathy there to help him get on. So, oh, did I see that? Oh no, another secret I've blown. And then I got to say hi to Tom K. Tom K. Airgun Designs. That was my second marker sponsor. I say hi to Rainey and Juvie Boucher. They had paintball news back in the day. 2 times a month, you could go out your field and pick up one of these newspapers, and it didn't cost the player a penny. Man, it told you what just happened, what was coming up, big games, what was new equipment, where all the fields were, a map of where all the fields were. It was just, and Billy, it was a Bible of paintball.
Yeah, it even had a buy-sell trade in there. Players even put stuff in there.
It had everything in it. I just absolutely love it. And Rainey and Juvie Boucher, very good friends of mine. Then I got to say hi to Randy Camilla. APG magazine back in the day gave me my very first cover shot. Jerry Brown had Paintball Sports magazine back in the day, and now he has Paintball Sports Field in Newburgh, New York, and that's where the June tournament for the WCPL is going to be held at. Is that an APG? Look at that guy. You know why I like to look at that picture? I think that's either my first or second shot. I can't remember, but I had hair in both of those. I just love it.
You still have hair. It's a little bit blacker and on the
screen. Yeah, I know. Now you're gonna make me start to cry. All right, that's enough. No more hair jokes. I got it. The shame is it's all in the back of my head now. And then I got to say hi to Mr. Ross Alexander. Ross Alexander was my very first marker sponsor with the Bushmaster, and there it is. I actually still have my very first Bushmaster. I played my very first professional tournament with back when teams were 15-man. And then I got to say hi to Jim Lively. Jim, good friend of mine. Jim, back in the day, there was 2 tournaments he wanted to hit. Jim Lively's Masters in Tennessee and Jerry Brown's World Cup in New York, because it was like a homecoming. Man, I knew that all the people that I knew in paintball, they were going to be there. And, speaking of paintball real quick, my best friends, I have a lot of great friends out here in California, but my best friends are from paintball. If I would not have gotten into paintball has given me memories that I wish I could put in a book so you could all read. Some good, some not so good, but they were just absolutely terrific. And without paintball, I would not have had that. And then got to say hi to Gino from Belkin. Gino does an awful lot for paintball behind the scenes. And I mention Gino every week because, first of all, I like the guy. He's a nice guy. And he doesn't toot his horn about what he does for paintball. So, I kind of tooted around for him a little bit. The guy does an awful lot for the sport of paintball. He's a very, very good guy. And then, like I do every week, bar none, I mention my 2 little buddies, Mark Gong Jr. and Jaden Gong. 2 of the young guns, up-and-coming players that are absolutely not just great players, but great people. And they're, you talk to them, you'd be happy you're going to turn the sport over to these kids one day. That's for sure. So, all right, Billy, I'm going to bring on a guy right now that has an organization called Paint the World.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm going to let him tell us what exactly his organization does, because he's got a lot of followers. Which I found out today. And I think it's pretty cool. And he should be very happy with the followers that he does have. So please, everybody, welcome Mr. Mike Barney from Paint the World. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, how are you guys?
I'm doing good, buddy. Hey, we've been on together before.
Yep.
But I want to go ahead and I want you to tell everybody out there, my listeners, just a little bit about your organization and what your goal is to promote the sport of paintball, my friend.
All right. So we're organization's called Paint the World. We're up in New England right now. Our goal is there's a lot of people when they first start the sport, they usually start with like an entry-level gun, whether it be like a Tippmann Cronus or something like that. And they're reliable, they're great, but some players eventually they decide they like MagFed, or they decide they want to play speedball, and eventually those guns collect dust in a closet, and they don't know what to do with it, and they want to, they just hang on to it. There's not a lot of places to sell certain guns out there, at least on a like second hand. So sometimes instead of just trying to sell it, they will donate it to us. and then we'll make sure it's all fixed up, and then we will go out and play like a walk-on day in the woods, and we will see like a group of kids that will maybe have rental gear, but you know, they're having a really good time. They got there at 8 o'clock in the morning and they're there all day. They made sure they played every game. Like they got the paintball bug. So we will take that gear and we will kind of like, you know, show them how to use it, introduce them to it. 9 times out of 10, if the parents are there, we will go and approach the parents first, just in case it's not okay with them. You know, some people, it's a preference thing, you know, it's their kid.
Right.
But overall, we get them the gear so that way the parents can kind of, it eases the cost for them. So they don't have to worry about, okay, now I got to buy season pass, you know, gun, pants, etc. So we help take care of that. And it helps kind of give that kid a little bit more of a push. So that way, you know, if he liked it, now he's definitely going to come back because he has his own stuff and he doesn't have to, you know, be like, oh, I'm not a rental anymore. I got my own.
Right. No, that's pretty good. Yeah, I just and you have a, you know, like a tournament circuit that you're setting up also. It's I don't know if it's kind of based off the PBSL tournament that Ian was doing out there, or is it just kind of in the same idea but works a little bit different? Can you explain a little bit about that for me?
So not necessarily. So actually what happened was we started a street ball tournament 3 years ago. We had our very first one. And then Ian actually came to that first one and he kind of introduced us to PBSL because as you know, Ian's from West Coast.
Yes.
So when he came to the East Coast, this was one of the first like things he attended. He was very new to the community. So then he introduced PBSL afterwards. So it was something that like we kind of started. We found out they did have a lot of similarities. So I guess it is kind of similar to it. I was not aware of PBSL because it was a West Coast thing until, like I said, Ian kind of brought it up, and then it just kind of.
I understand you competed in one of yours and took second place with some of the guys.
Yep. He got, I believe, he got either second or third place actually on the very first one. That's when we first met him.
Yeah, it might be third place. Somebody was online talking about that, and then because you know Ian's a heck of a player.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, especially with a pump.
Especially with anything, you know. I mean, the guy is fast. He's like a jackrabbit. I love the guy. But yeah, so you started 3 years ago with a different format, but then you found out about PBSL and everything like that, right?
Yeah, and we've just kind of we've continued the format because our thing is it's similar because we randomize the teams. So what happens is say 60 people sign up. At when the tournament starts, we'll take all the names, put them in a randomizer, randomize it a couple times, and then if it's a 5-man tournament, you know, names 1 through 5 are on a team, 6 through 10, and so on. So it mixes that up that way. It's mechanical only. And we limit the amount of paint you can bring, whether it's a 3-man, 5-man, 7-man, or 10-man. You know, it all varies. But for the most part, it ends up just basically being like a limited paint kind of situation where it's less about, you know, shooting a lot and more about making the moves. And it also helps making it more entry level for newer players to try to get into a more competitive scene.
Yeah, cost effective too.
Yeah, exactly. Very cost effective. You know, it's entry level for a lot of people, but it also gives the chance for the experienced players to help coach the non-experienced because of the mix of random teams. So it's a very good community building tournament.
Oh, very, very cool. Your organization now, I think your organization is pretty cool. I think you guys are on the right track. And I understand that you've got, 501c, and it's for New Hampshire. That's, if I'm not mistaken, that's, go ahead, help me out here. I'm kind of lost for words on this. You know, it's what you fill out to become an organization that is tax-free?
No, so what I've gathered is, so really we're a nonprofit out of the state of New Hampshire. We're not necessarily on a federal level yet. We're still working on that. It requires like a $500 application fee, whole bunch of stuff like that. And it's just not, we're working towards getting there. We're at least accredited, just at least in New Hampshire. And then through that's, where we work out of right now anyway. The goal is to eventually, get ourselves on a federal level and start getting to a bigger goals.
Yeah. Got it. All right. Very cool. Yeah. So you guys, now, do you personally go out to fields and check this out, or let's say you're at a field and somebody comes up to you and goes, I think your organization's great, Mike. I'd like to donate some money to it. How do I donate? What do you tell them, Mike?
So I tell them the best way to do it, honestly, and I feel it's the most fun for them is especially if they like AG paintball happens all the time. People come up and be like, "Oh, hey, I really want to help out. Like, here's $40," and I'll be like, honestly, go upstairs, check out the pro shop, maybe pick out a pair of pants, something like that. Donate it that way because it's just much easier that way to go ahead and just be able to get the gear, then give the gear to a kid, and also like it gives the satisfaction. So for example, Fred, if I was to walk up to you or you were to walk up to me, sorry, and you were to have asked me that question and I say, hey, Fred, go pick something out. Say you go pick out a blue dye rotor. Now, when I get that blue dye rotor to a kid later on and, pictures are posted on Facebook and stuff like that, you can kind of get that satisfaction of being like, hey, I bought that. That's awesome. Cool. I helped. And some people, that means a lot to them. So it's kind of helps make it people can physically see the whole process.
Well, that's a good way to put it, and then plus, you're forgetting one part of it is the store actually gets to do business because, if these stores and fields don't do business, where's paintball going?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it just kind of goes right in. Yep.
Yeah. No, so I kind of like that idea an awful lot, Mike. I think that you guys are on the right track. I understand you got a tournament coming up this weekend. Am I correct?
Yeah, we have our first street ball tournament this coming Sunday. So that's at AG Paintball on their hyperball tournament on their new hyperball field. Same thing. It's just the randomized teams, the mechanical, limited paint. It's a very good entry level, very good time to meet the community, especially like the New England community. There's a lot of people who maybe new to paintball and looking to get in on a team or something like that. So they end up going to these tournaments and then, they kind of just start meshing with other people. Next thing you know, 2 months later, we see them on a team jersey because they happen to get on a team with somebody that's on a team already and everybody got along. So it's always, I'm very excited to see the community building. That's my favorite part of it.
It is. Well, one thing I like about paintball and the way I like structuring things is I like it to be a win-win. Where more than one person wins. And, and the people community is great. What you're doing, just like my next guest I'm going to have on here in a little while, Mike, you got to meet him in the green room. What a great guy. Now, he could just not do anything for his friends. He could just, and no one would think anything different of him, right?
Yep.
But he's standing tall to do something. So, he's going to be on here in about 7 more minutes. So, I want everybody to hang on and check this guy out. You're going to like him. First of all, he's very articulate, and what he's doing, I think, is absolutely terrific. And I know, Mike, you've taken some of your stuff and you've had raffles and things like that to raise money for different things that you believe in paintball. Am I right?
Yeah, actually. So a lot of viewers hopefully know who Alex Frazier is. He actually really likes, he loves the organization as well. Him and I have spoke a lot in the past, and he got together a care package that he sent me. And when him and I spoke, I was like, hey, if you're going to send a care package, can you just send me stuff that I could raffle off? I really want to try to raise enough money to send a kid to Big KI summer camp. And he was like, I really like that. You got it. Sent it right to me. And it was crazy. Within 5 weeks, we raffled off something every week and just went from Saturday to Saturdays, just letting it raffle off. And every Saturday I raffled it all off, started a new raffle. And within 5 weeks, we raised $1,800. And we bought a pretty much like a scholarship through Boston Paintball to send one lucky player under the age of 19 to the BKI summer camp to spend 4 days and 4 nights with pros like Ryan Greenspan, Nick Slowiak, Kyle Spica. So it's hopefully whoever wins this, this scholarship is going to go and have an unforgettable 4 days and 4 nights with some of the best in the business, basically.
Very, very cool. I had somebody text me too when they found out that you were going to be on. And they texted me about you guys are putting together something about you guys putting together a Young Guns to go to the NXL.
Yes. That was the other thing is after we raised enough money, we did one last raffle and we raised a little bit extra. So to figure out who is going to win that scholarship to go to the summer camp, we're doing a 1v1 tournament on April 30th. And we actually invited, we've took nominations from all over New England. We had so many people write to us and say, hey, I got this good kid. And we narrowed it down to 12 kids. We invited them, and they're going to have a 1v1 tournament. The winner will go on to that scholarship, but we're hoping while we're there, we're going to kind of showcase and see a couple kids that are under the age of 16, because we're trying to basically build a New England team to send to NXL Philly, and we have their registration and paint all taken care of. We just want to give them that extra opportunity and kind of show them that, like, aside from your local fields, like paintball is big, and there's a lot of people who love it, and kind of show them that next step of, the paintball community.
Absolutely. And that, like the next guest we're going to have on too, I mean, he's another great example of what I think is a great paintball community.
Yep.
Stepping up to help others that, sometimes it just it struggles sometimes, especially when you got a sick person in your family and, you got to take care of it. It's hard to go to work, take care of them. There's just a lot of it involved. And,
Yep.
So, yeah, my next guest is going to be pretty interesting, too. I can't wait to talk to him. But, Mike, I got to tell you, I think what you got going on is I think you're on the right track. I'll say that. Okay.
Thank you.
And I, when they found out you were on, I had a lot of people get a hold of me today in support of what you guys are doing. What do you think, Billy?
Brilliant idea. I love how the pro shops and stuff in the fields, can profit from it as well, And when I say profit, it's just, they're able to help out and
benefit. Yeah. Everybody benefits from it. It's just like any business out there, guys. If a business does not make money, it ceases to be a business. Okay. And It's the same way for a paintball business. If a field has one guy coming every week, but he's paying $1,000 a week for refs, how long is that field going to be out there?
Yeah.
Not maybe a weekend, and it's the same way with the store, if you want paintball to grow, you have to support it. And you have to, the way I look at it is you support the fields, you support the stores, and you support the people that are in need. Those are the people you jump in and give a hand to. And, I found over the last couple of years that people in the paintball community are a lot more generous and a lot more helpful and than a lot of people think they are. And, every time we get to show this, it lets people on the outside that don't play paintball, I think it makes them understand a little bit more about us and about, how we feel about society. It isn't all paintball. It's people also,
Yep.
So I'll tell you what, Mike, first of all, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on, because I know it's like late 30 back there. So I'm going to let you mention your tournament, where it's at, one more time this weekend. And then I'm going to let you say goodbye to everybody, my friend.
Perfect. Then, I want to say thank you for letting me come back on. It's always a blast seeing you guys. And I really hope to catch an upcoming WCPL so I can actually come and, hang out for the day. And Spike up near me has told me a lot about those. So he's got me kind of feeling like I'm missing out on these great events. So
yeah, Spike's a good guy. I told Spike he could be on tonight, but he said he was going to try to get home from work in time to do it. I told him, don't take off work to do it. Just be cool. Yeah. We'll get him on sometime. But Spike's a very good guy. Matter of fact, Spike bought me a Paint the World shirt and had my name put on it.
Yep.
You knew that?
I was very honored to give it to him. I was very happy. I got to hand it to him at AG Paintball, and I was really excited about it.
I got it hanging right here. I don't know if I can reach it or not. Let me unplug myself. Hold tight. I got to plug myself back in. I can hear you now. This is it.
Yeah. Yep.
Put my
Yeah,
name on it,
Spike's
man.
awesome.
Spike is a band member. To become part of the band is you got to be well, hell, you got to be a special person.
Yeah.
I mean, just cut and dry. We don't put just anybody on the band. The band's got some very, very high profile people that are on it. And Spike earned his spot on it. I'll say that. Spike is a very, very good person. And
He's great.
He's a great family member too. So Mike, I'm gonna let you say goodbye to everybody one more time. I want to thank you so much for taking time to come on tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. I do want to say real quick, if there are any kids between the age of 8 and 15 in the New England community, come to AG Paintball April 30th for tryouts for that Philly tournament. I want to meet some of the best kids in New England.
Very cool. And keep me informed on that. Let me know how that goes, will you?
Absolutely, buddy. You guys have a great night.
Right.
Okay.
See you, Mike.
You take it easy, Mike.
Have a good night, guys.
All right, everybody. That was Mr. Mike Barney from Paint the World. Good guy. Good guy. Got a good organization. I'm glad we got to talk about a few things tonight. Now, Billy, the guy I'm going to bring on right now, I got a lot of respect for. Not that I don't have respect for Mike. I do that also. But I mean, for what this guy that I'm going to bring on here in a couple of minutes is doing, that to me is something really, really special. Oh, hold tight, everybody. I got a
Tim Schloss.
What's going on, Tim?
I'm trying to sneak in between your two guests.
Yeah, you just did it pretty good. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do is our next guest. You're going to love to hear him, Tim. He's a great guy, and I don't want to let too much out of the bag here, but he is doing a fundraiser for one of his co-workers' daughters that has stage 3 cancer.
That sucks.
13 years old.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's a tough deal there, pal.
It is. So I'm going to buy one of our new Tiger Stripe shirts, and I'm going to donate it to his fundraiser. So, but yeah, I'm going to buy one.
We'll figure something out. Yeah, we'll figure something out. Hey, I just wanted to throw something out there. Social Paintball is going to be handling it, but we also have a dealer in Fort Wayne, Indiana, PB Sports, Jay Wonderly. They can also buy through him right now.
Oh, okay.
We're in the process of setting up some other dealers, but if anybody's looking for them there, they can contact you or they can contact me. But they're available. Social should have them in their inventory and everything sometime beginning of next week. I mean, they're there, but they don't have it, logged into all their systems and everything yet.
Right. Well, we've been waiting a while for these, huh?
It was a year, but good things don't come fast.
Well, at the beginning. Yeah. At the beginning of the show, that's what I was talking about, Tim, was, it had to be perfect or it wasn't going to happen. And, I know how you are.
No, well, you and I worked hard on this project, and people have been asking for them for the last, how many, months and years. And, and I just kind of decided, if they want the real thing, we'll give them the real thing. And this is the real thing. And it's what our garment would have looked like if we would have stayed in continuous production. And it's up to 2023 standards.
Oh, and it's beautiful too. I mean, I got the one hanging behind me right now. I just absolutely love it. And I can't wait to see the new ones.
They're really, I'm really proud of them, to be honest with you. It's something I don't mind having my name associated with or your name associated with. They're just everything I thought that we could do if we really worked hard.
Well, Tim, you know how many people have been talking about Tiger Stripe when you stop making them? Everybody I know out here, and guys out here like the OG Ironmen and them, they still wear their Tiger Stripe.
Well, I still wear my old ones. I had to make some so I could get some new stuff.
I love it.
But it was good. Hey, we missed you this weekend, but we had a good time.
Oh, I know. You just called up to say you won. Go ahead.
No, I didn't win. I was just there. I was just trying to keep. I just represented Bud, man. Bud won. I was just there.
Yeah, Bill almost fell out of his chair just now because you won.
No, I didn't have nothing to do with it. I was just, they needed a face for the picture.
Oh, what a great face, too. Man, I got to tell you, great face. You got.
We got a little bit of rain, but it wasn't bad, and it was just people were wonderful, and Bill did a fabulous job of running this thing. It was really, really special.
Very, very cool.
Just wish we could have had you there. It would have just made it even that much better.
Yeah, I would have loved to come there. That.
Hey, and I had a golf cart, man. I didn't have to walk anywhere.
Well, see, if I'd have known about the golf cart thing, I might have changed it. But
Tori from Extreme gave me his cart.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I was joking. I said, take a picture of this. Now the competitors in St. Louis will believe it.
I love it. Right on, my friend.
Well, listen, hey, I'll let you get back. I don't want to take up anybody's time, but I just wanted to let you know that other, the J at PB Sports is going to have them also. So I don't know. We haven't shipped anything to him yet, so it'll probably be another week or so. But anyway.
And then we'll keep everybody informed when the new people, that jump on board that want to sell it. We'll make that available.
If anybody in a store and has an interest, we can get them accommodated. We're not looking for many, and if somebody wants to have them customized with their team stuff, names, numbers, all that stuff, we can do that too. It's a little bit of an extra charge, but we can do custom jerseys on top of the original pattern.
Sounds cool. And there's nothing like the original pattern, my friend.
Yeah, it's I'm pretty proud of it, Freddie.
Yeah, it's so much.
I'll let you guys go, and thanks for taking my call.
Anytime, you know that, my brother.
Love you guys.
I love you too, brother. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody, that was Mr. Tim Schloss from Tiger Stripe Camouflage. What a great guy, I got to tell you. He really, really is. I'm going to bring out another great guy right now, Billy.
Yep.
I'm going to bring out a guy that doesn't just think about himself, he thinks about others. That is my kind of people. It really, really is. I want everybody, please, to welcome what I consider, I don't know him real good, but what I do know of him, I absolutely love. Please, everybody, welcome Daniel Gonzalez. How you doing this evening, my friend?
Good, guys. How are you?
I'm doing good. I hated to drag you out for so long, man, because I may even run a little long because what you're doing, I think, is absolutely terrific. And what I'm hoping that we can do, I'm going to let you talk here in a minute. And what I'm hoping we can do is we can get our supporters to also contribute to you and get some kind of raffle thing going for you also. So I'm going to let you, the show's yours right now. Go ahead and tell us exactly what you got going and what your goal is.
Cool, man. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. So essentially what's going on, I have a coworker who's a good friend of mine. I've known him for a few years. He has a daughter who back in 2017 was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. A couple years later, his wife, the mother, ended up having to leave her job in order to care for the daughter full time. She had 13 specialists. She had a lot of appointments, she's on chemo. And that kind of put a financial strain on them because all of a sudden they're a single income family. And this guy is hustling, man. He's working 5 days a week with me at our company. On Saturday and Sunday, he's driving for FedEx Ground. And then in the evenings, he does Amazon Flex, which you do out of your own personal car. So this dude's working 7 days a week. He has bags under his eyes. Never once in the few years that I've known him has he like complained about it or I've never seen him. He's never like asked me for help. He's not that kind of guy. He's just doing it to take care of his family, to make sure they're taken care of. And then this last visit that she had in the hospital, for whatever reason, I just felt compelled to help them. We were having conversations and I just out of the blue asked him if anyone had ever done a GoFundMe, and he said no. So it just was in my heart to do that for him. So we had been talking for a few months, and then now just last week we launched the GoFundMe page. And it's doing pretty well so far. We just hit $4,000. And the idea there is just to kind of alleviate some of the financial stress that they're under. They accrued some debt. Their medical bills are kind of taken care of because of the children's hospital, but they have 2 other daughters, one in college. So, doing all this in the modern economy with a single family, with a single income it's not very easy. Right.
Right.
so I'm just trying to help him out with that. I'm working with, I have a friend of mine who is kind of like a junior financial advisor. So once we do hit that goal, it's not something where we're just going to toss over the cash and be like, here, try to figure out. We're going to be very strategic with the money we're fundraising. Right. There's a few different ways, a few different alleys we're going to go down to make sure they're taken care of in the short term, midterm, and long term. You know what I mean?
Right. So one thing that you're doing too, you're also getting prizes together for a raffle in what, about 5-6 weeks, something like that.
Yeah. So with that raffle, I just had the idea to reach out to the paintball community. Essentially, I'm gathering prizes from a bunch of companies in the paintball industry, and right now we're up to 15. And then with the 2 prizes that you both just pledged in the green room, we're up to 17. So that means 17 individual. There'll be 17 individual winners. The way it works before I go down the list of prizes is if you donate $20 to the GoFundMe, you're gonna have one raffle ticket assigned to you. If you donate $50, you're gonna have 3, and if you donate $100, you're gonna have 10 raffle tickets. So obviously, we're trying to incentivize people to donate the 100 to have as many tickets as possible. But really, I'm just reaching out to have anybody donate what's on their heart, as much as they can. $1 helps. I'm just really trying to take care of the family. I'm keeping track of it personally. I can see the names, and I know most of the names. Kind of like on Facebook, I'll recognize them. If you do happen to donate, make sure in the comment section to put paintball, paintballer, from the paintball community, anything related to paintball, so I see that, and I know to write your name on the raffle tickets. So I have this whole roll that I'm just constantly adding to the pot. I'm doing it physically because I have my email. I just sit down, write them down, and I'm putting them in a box.
We know your pain.
We know. Well, I know about the guy that did that. When we did ours, Bill took care of all of that part of it. And when we started it, we didn't expect nothing like happen. It snowballed like I can't even begin to tell you.
Yeah. No, and that's good. I appreciate you guys. I know you mentioned you guys raised some money for Tracy. Right? Yeah, that's
Bill
awesome.
Called me up going help, and I just hang up on him.
Yeah, he's like, I just want an answer. Yeah.
Well, we want to help you out doing this too. I'm actually going to help spread the word on my site also about how people can go ahead and donate to it. And you said you've got prizes so far. I would like you, if you could, to maybe list some of the prizes so far. Yeah. Now, this has only just started, everybody. So you got to remember that 5-6 weeks from now, there's going to be a lot of prizes, I am sure. And you'll be overwhelmed. You watch. Yeah,
I started with, I think I made 4 phone calls. They all said yes. And then I announced that, and then it just snowballed into more prizes. I started, so I know Zayla from Hollywood Sports because I've hosted tournaments there and at SC Village. And so I just contacted her directly. So they gave me 2 memberships, one to Hollywood Sports and one to SC Village. So those are 1-year memberships.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Defy Paint, they're here. They're local to me in El Monte. They're a paint company. They put up 4 cases to raffle off. I might just do all 4 of those together, so one winner wins 4 cases of paint.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, Arcade Labs. He's a headband company. Makes barrel condoms, stickers, patches. He's out of Hawaii, but his partner Sean works at a store local to LA in Artesia called Time to Paintball. They're partners in that, so they're sending us a care package. The store Time to Paintball, they're actually going to be the ones who are going to conduct the raffle. So I'm collecting all the tickets. I'm going to give them to them, and then on their Instagram Live, they're going to actually conduct the raffle because they do that for their customers anyway. So I just got the idea to let them take care of it. More people might watch it in that way. You know what I mean?
Very cool.
They're also contributing some prizes. We haven't specified what, but they're like, "Yep, we're in. Just count us in." Tony and Sean, they're over there at Time to Paintball. I'm not sure if you've heard of Happy. He does paintball pins, like the splats. He's a guy out of LA too. So he's sending a care package. He's made, I want to say, a dozen different types of paintball pins.
Very cool.
Yeah, so he's getting a whole care package of every single pin he's ever made. He's going to send that over. That's going to be one prize. There's a company called Unrefined Bands, and he makes custom headbands by hand. He's sending me
Oh, wow.
2. Yeah, he just messaged. He donated and messaged me and said, "Hey, you can raffle off 2." And the cool thing about those is that he's going to do them custom. So whoever the winners are, he'll make them custom exactly to your order. So whoever those 2 winners are, whatever theme or style they want, he'll take care of that.
Very cool.
There's a paintball store called Matrix Gear out in the Inland Empire. Paul, I can't remember his last name right now, but really cool guy. He supported the tournaments I hosted. He's giving up a $300 gift card to his store. And I think you could use that online too. So $300 gift card from him. There's a player here, just a few more prizes, but do you know who Derek Obataki is?
Name rings a bell, but can't place him.
I think he's an original LA Hitman guy.
Okay.
So he came. I was playing a tournament a couple Saturdays ago at Ambush, and he came up. I'm going to show it to you actually because it's really cool. He has this company called Steel Flame Underground where he makes custom jewelry, necklaces, fidget spinners, rings, all kinds of stuff, little custom pieces. And he gave me this piece right here that's attached to this JT mask, the bottom half.
Right.
So it's made from, he said it's like a rare metal called niobium. It was really cool. He came up to me, handed it to me, and he gave me the details on it. And that hole, he made it with a 45. He shot it and then custom made this piece. Cleaned it. He calls it the kill box. But he's done some custom pieces to fundraise money for cancer patients before. And so this is something that he does pretty regularly, and it was awesome, heartfelt. I appreciate it. This is a really cool. It's cool to have a custom piece. If maybe nobody outside of the LA area knows, people here in LA know that if you get a Derek Obataki custom piece, that's something to have. You know what I mean? So that's
cool.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. There's a company called Violence. Paul Yun, I messaged him. He said, "Yep, he lives close by. I'm going to go pick up some prizes." Paintball DNA, Benji, he 3D printer. He was at that tournament too. He said, "I got you." So we'll figure out whatever the.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. Great people.
Yeah. And then the last thing, I want to show you guys this because you guys mentioned Mud Ore. This is my build. Oh snap! This is my build that I'm putting up. It's just a WGP unibody build, but WGP reg slider, the Oracle barrel with the WGP logo. Nothing too fancy, but it's cool. I built it because
Beautiful.
Yeah, and then it's being held up by this. Check it out. Butter approved. Yeah, it's one of Benji's. Benji's.
Have you ever met Bud?
Yeah, I met him once.
What?
Yeah, I can't remember. Hollywood Sports maybe. And he's a funny guy, man. He's
a great guy.
Yeah, I love what he's done for the sport. It's awesome. He's your buddy.
He might even be watching right now. He watches.
Cool.
We usually have him on here. Yeah, he watches every week.
I've seen him a few times when you've had him on. It's funny because he messages when he sees the birthdays on Facebook. He always I get that message every year. I'm like, this is hilarious. Like, thanks, bud. I just say, you know what I mean? But it's very nice that he takes the time to do that, right, to the community, because people probably really like, oh shoot, Bud Orr told me happy birthday.
They do. You know, you're absolutely right. You know, and what you're doing is you're building your legacy by helping your friend.
Yeah, man.
You know, that's the big thing. You know, and it's been that way forever. You know, people always wonder what does it take to get popular. It's a simple philosophy: be nice to people, and the word will spread. It's really, really a simple thing, you know, and you know what you're doing. I think Daniel is absolutely great because you would not. There's no one forcing you to take your time out of your life to do this for somebody. This is something that you chose to do, and it's something that you believe in, and that's why I think the cause is going to work out pretty good for you. And you know, I'm definitely going to try to help you any way I can. Yeah,
I appreciate it, man. I have a 2-year-old daughter, and healthy daughter, and things are great, right? And so I have a cousin who has a 5-year-old son who had brain issues. They had to remove like half of his brain. I have another friend whose son is the same age as my daughter, born with 2 holes in her heart. And now I have my buddy Isaac with the daughter with stage 3 cancer. So it's just, I'm not doing this out of guilt. I'm doing it because naturally I have a heart of a servant, and I've always kind of been like that. People had already jumped up and taken care of my cousin. Someone threw a GoFundMe up, and we supported that. Boom. And the other guy, his family take care of the situation. So they didn't really need the help, right? And then I guess I got the opportunity to help my friend because nobody was really stepping up. I know he doesn't have much family. He's a local guy to right here, East LA, Boyle Heights, from where I'm at. But yeah, the opportunity was there, and it's not for it. I'm just here to play my part because I know there's reach in the paintball community, and that's honestly why I'm here. And I'm going to keep going. I went through my phone, I went through Messenger, through Instagram, and I sent the link and a quick personal message to everybody I know. And that kicked it off pretty well. We ran up to 4K pretty quickly in a matter of 4 or 5 days. I shared it with my church, with other churches that I know in the area. And I'm just going to keep pushing until we get, at least to a decent amount where I know it's going to help them. You know what I mean? And take care of it. So
no, I support you 100%. And like I say, I'm more than happy to donate to this cause. And, and then I want you to keep us abreast over the next few weeks, too, how this thing is going. Stay in touch with me because I think it's a great deal. I really, really do.
Yeah, we need the GoFundMe link also.
Yeah, so I just want to mention that really quick. I'll share it with both of you. And then the key thing is not just to have the paintball community donate, but to have them share that link so all the other paintballers they know will also be enticed to join for the raffle, right? There's a handful of people that are just going to give out of the goodness of their heart, but I want to do this raffle because I have the ability to. I have all these contacts in the paintball community, and then even the people I don't know personally, like you guys just jump on. Yeah, we got you with some prizes. I just want to. It's kind of like a cool mutual thing, right? I'm asking for some help, and then why not help the community out? People love winning prizes. You know what I mean? Use it as an incentive. There's
absolutely no right. Plus you mentioned a little while ago you were playing at Ambush last week or the weekend before. Ambush, is it's owned by Glenn Forster.
Yeah.
And Glenn and I go back 30 some years. We go back a long. He'll say he's not that old, but he's lying. So we go back.
You had the
way.
WCPL there recently.
Yeah,
right?
We did the WCPL down there, and and everybody seemed to have a pretty good time.
Yeah, I heard good things about it. I wanted to jump on. There was going to be a free agent squad, I think, and I knew a handful of the squads. I had something to do that day. Otherwise, I was like, man, I love 10-man. I love playing 10-man.
Yeah, well, first of all, his field is excellent. I mean, to build your own little forest like he did, digging holes and putting the little trees in the ground and stuff is great. But the thing is he only contacted me 5 weeks before we did that tournament. And there was already a 5-man tournament in Paris, California, that same Saturday. So they had been way ahead of us. So that tournament, we put it on. There was only 5 weeks from the time that we decided to do it.
That's quick.
A lot of the guys that were at the 5-man on Saturday came to our 10-man on Sunday and said if they'd have known and it was like that, they would have forgot the 5-man and came and played the 10-man because it was just a lot of fun. I'm just trying to put a little bit of fun back into paintball, and woods ball is cool. And so I want to give a shout out to Glenn and to Ambush and his wife, Dee Dee. They were just nothing short of terrific down there when I did that tournament. So
that's awesome.
And I'm sure he'll probably jump on and help you too. I'm going to, like I say, Bill and I'll put the word out. Definitely give us the links after we're done with the show.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll go ahead and just see what we can do. We got 5 weeks. Doesn't have to be done tomorrow.
Nope. Yeah, not at all.
So, you taking the time to do it too. I haven't known you until today.
Yeah.
Period. But I have a lot of respect.
I appreciate
for what
it.
you're doing right now. That to me is standing tall in paintball.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. And when I initially launched it, I didn't actually share it right away. And I don't know if you're aware of what imposter syndrome is. I felt compelled to do it, but then I actually started doing it and I'm like, man, maybe I'm not the guy to be doing this. And I got scared, you know what I mean? And felt like, oh, I don't want to fail because if I fail, I'm going to fail for the family. Right. And I think that's kind of what imposter syndrome is. And so I literally sat and ignored it for 3 days, and I'm sitting in my head and, driving myself nuts. And I'm talking to my wife and talking to my friend. And then finally, something snapped, and then I started texting everybody, and then we started getting momentum. It was scary for a minute, but now I feel good, dude. And then once the paintball people found out about it, I recorded a quick video, posted it. The support that came, yes, it was for the family, but there was dudes also supporting me, and it helped me keep pushing. And I have someone, like specifically the guy who makes the pins, Happy. He's reaching out to all his contacts. He's in a few different industries, and that's helping out a lot too. So it kind of feels like everyone's kind of got my back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my buddy Keith Kissel was watching too. He's a very good friend of mine. He said those that are watching, share, spread the word, and he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
So do you go to acting school? Because I got to tell you, you're very fluent.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, I've done a few shows on Facebook, and I've talked to a few people. So I've gotten practice over the years. I recorded a couple podcasts with my church, so I kind of you get a little practice. Everyone says,
I've been lucky. I've been in movie Tucker. I've been on stage a gazillion times. Had #1 show on ESPN. Had #1 show on MTV. So,
oh wow!
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky with that too. And I can't act worth a damn. That's what's cool.
No, I get stage fright. I mean, I play the bass for my church occasionally, and even when I go up there to fill in for the bass player, I get nervous. I get the.
Well, let me tell you, you did a terrific job tonight, buddy. I got it. And you know what it is when you have that type of attitude, believe it or not, it makes people want to help you. Mm-hmm. It's hard to explain. And you were saying it's hard to get started. And once you got started, you always have to feel that you are doing it for somebody else. You're not doing this for yourself. How much money are you making off this? Zero.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Okay. So how much time are you spending? A lot of time. So you are actually putting into this and getting nothing out of it. Mm-hmm. So that right there should take the guilt and put the guilt out the door.
Yeah.
And this family is going to appreciate it, and not just the family appreciating it. Guys like myself that are in the paintball community and have been for a long, long time. We appreciate people like yourself doing things like this, because what it does to the outsiders, people that are not involved with paintball, but they, somebody down the line is going to see this happening that is not in paintball, and they're going to go, wow, look what these people are doing for this family, and these are paintballers. So, it's a plus, Daniel. It really is.
Yeah, I love the community. I came back into it in 2018. I play pump, by the way. I don't own a semi, but I played a couple semi tournaments. But when I came back in 2018, I had been on an 8-year hiatus. I hadn't played in a long time. And when I came back, I was like, wow, this community is great, the SoCal community. And then I played so much for 2018 and 2019. And then COVID happened, right? And then I kind of slowed down because my daughter was born in 2020 at the end of the year.
That'll do it.
And I actually stepped away a little bit from the community because I think I got so involved that I started seeing the toxic parts of it, because there are, there's the politics of it. There's this field versus that field, this store versus that store.
That's the sad part of paintball.
Yeah, and you were saying that earlier, and I resonate with that completely, because I personally, I think I get along with most people. That's just my personality. I'm able to, and when I see that, I'm like, I love this guy and I love that guy, but they hate each other. And I that stuff drives me nuts. I wish everybody could just kind of coexist, friendly, let there be healthy competition between the businesses instead of everybody suing each other like they did in the past. You know what I mean?
The thing is, there's enough room for everybody if everybody would get along.
Yeah.
It's just like, shows and podcasts and everything else. I mean, if you like one person more than the other, there's no reason to hate that person. You just watch their show. That's all. It's not a big deal.
Simple as that.
Yeah. It's not like you're out there trying to force people to like you or force people to do what you want them to do.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way. It really, really doesn't. And I'm a guy that's done some big things in paintball over the years, and I've had a lot of very good friends help me, or I couldn't have did them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the same thing with you. What you're doing right now. Bill and I, First of all, we know exactly what you're going to go through, and I don't think you do yet. but you will when everything starts rolling in, my friend.
Yeah.
But I applaud you. What do you think, Billy?
Well, I think he's smart enough to use the computer to write everything down instead of handwriting it all down like I did.
That's
So-
what
No,
we
I
lost.
I wrote it down by hand. Check it out. There's something my friend always judges me. He's a tech guy across the street. He tells me, why do you write stuff down? But there's actually like a study that shows that for some people it works, that you actually need to like kind of like retain the information. It's better to write it down rather than type it or put it on your phone. So I do that intentionally. But you know what I mean.
That's very cool. Well, I got to tell you, Daniel, if you don't mind, I'd like to have you back on in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And tell us how things are moving along for you. Is that okay?
Yeah, definitely. One more prize that I forgot to mention. It's not guaranteed yet, but I called Field One Paintball, and I was trying to get a hold of Alex Freddy, but he wasn't there. But Alex.
They talked to Eric. Eric owns it too. Eric's down there. Yosha's down there.
Yeah,
They're
so
only
Yosh,
25 miles from me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, all those kids started on my field.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Alex, Oliver Lang, all of those guys started on my field years ago, man. They were all just a bunch of little kids, man. Little snot-nosed kids. They ended up being the best in the world.
Yeah, that's wild, right? So
and Alex is one of the I got to tell you, one of the nicest people you'll ever want to meet.
Completely, yeah.
He is first class all the way. He really is.
Yeah, the only one that I've actually had contact with is Greenspan. I did one of his clinics. I've always been a huge fan. I had the same headband as him ever since.
He's a great guy also.
Yeah, and my cousin jokingly calls me the Mexican Ryan Greenspan because I'm 7'9", and it's hilarious. But I know.
Is that good, huh?
Yeah, kind of. Sometimes.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. You got it. What the heck?
Yeah. It's funny because I sat out pretty much all of last year. The last time I played was March 2022, right? And then in January of this year, I played 2 tournaments. One was at Ambush and one was at SC, and I got first place in both of them. And everyone's like, you just come out of retirement and you think you could win tournaments? Everyone was all mad. It was funny. They were both pump tournaments, but
hey, just telling me you're just resting up. That's all.
Yeah. But I emailed Alex, so they gave me his email. I said to email him because he was out of the office. But I'm trying to get a Hormesis headband because the Hormesis community is wild, man. They love those things. And so I can imagine if one of those is up for raffle, even that tiger stripe jersey, man, I love those things. All these different prizes are going to entice different parts of the community to.
Well, this is the first run of the new 2023. These have not been out for 20 years.
Yeah, Ben Silverstein and Bocce, I think they both wear the old school one, right? I've seen them.
Yeah,
both.
So do I. I got the old school too.
Yeah, and every time I see it, I'm like, man, that's so cool. But like, I never asked. Yeah,
right
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Right there. Yep.
I've never been one to wear camo, but I've always loved the tiger stripe. It's really cool.
And this is my.
Oh wow.
That's a Fred Schultz headband.
Yeah, that's cool. I love how they did that. They dedicated them to important people in the community.
Yeah, and you know what they do? They do such a great job. And I'll tell you something about all of them. Eric Crandall, Yosh, Alex Frazee, and Ryan, and Oliver. They not only have a lot on the ball, but they are very impressionable. They are they are like I was years ago. You can walk up and talk to them with no problem. It's not like they're above everybody.
No, exactly.
And to me, that is a big thing. I think they are they're obviously the best team out there in 5-man, but they are one of the nicest group of guys you'll ever want to meet. Period.
Yeah. Yep.
So I've had them all on my show. Ryan's going to come on. Ryan's the last one to come on my show, but he's going to be coming on my show. But I've had Oliver on a couple times. Alex has been on. Alex is great. I've had Eric Crandall on. So if you need me to get a hold of them down there, let me know.
Yeah,
25 miles from me.
Yeah, if you could, I sent him the email just a couple hours ago, so I imagine it'll take him a couple of days to get back to me because they said he was out. I think that means he was out on vacation for a couple of days, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, they travel around quite a bit. So.
Yeah. Sorry, my dog's barking. But no, if you have, I can imagine the amount of contacts you have in your phone. If you can simply share that GoFundMe link and maybe a quick little hey, there's a raffle connected to this. I'm working on another flyer that will have the list of prizes because now I need to update it with the 15 prizes.
Okay.
Sorry, my dog's
All right.
But yeah,
No problem.
I'd appreciate that.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friend. Again, I'm sorry it took so long to get you on tonight,
No.
but I wanted to put Mike on because he was on the East Coast, and you and I aren't.
Yeah, no worries. It's all good.
So I'm going to let you say goodbye to everybody. And I definitely want you to get the links to Bill and I so we can get that spread out to you. And then stay in touch with me because I'm going to start gathering up prizes and stuff for you. And I will probably have them either sent to you or like the way Bill and I did it or tried to do it. Some of it we had to send. But the best way is have somebody donate something and then whoever wins it, send it to them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you are going to be inundated.
I don't mind. I already have like the 2 memberships. I already got them both right here. Their certificates. I have a handful of the prizes already, so I have experience shipping stuff out, so I don't have it.
Well, let me tell you, buddy, those are something you can put in an envelope. Wait till you start getting some of this.
When you add up the 70 plus items, and then
That's
you're
very true.
spending $13 to $27 a piece.
Yeah, our raffle costs
It adds up
$200
really fast.
To ship, yeah. No, I can imagine. I do have a contact with FedEx Express, so I'll like 80% discount, family and friends. So I'll send
I
them.
hope he's a relative.
Completely, he's my uncle. He's one of the managers, and anytime I've shipped a gun, I send it through him actually because it's incredibly cheap.
Well, Daniel, very, very good meeting you, my friend. Looking forward to doing this with you over the next few weeks. And I definitely want you to stay in touch with me and give us that information for the GoFundMe thing. And I'm going to let you say goodbye to everybody tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate you having me, everybody in the community. If you can just help out with sharing the link, taking a look, take the time to read the story. It's kind of lengthy, but you just click the read more tab and you'll see everything on the GoFundMe. Fred mentioned, I think 5 weeks from now will be a good time to launch to conduct the raffle. That'll be conducted by Time to Paintball. And I'm just looking forward to everyone helping out. Thank you guys so much.
My pleasure. Daniel, you have a good evening, my friend.
Yeah.
Hey, Daniel, friend me William Bailey.
Okay.
On Facebook.
Will do. And then I'll send you both the links right after this.
Yep.
Sounds great.
Thank you,
All
guys.
right, my friend. You take it easy.
You too. Take care.
All right, everybody. That was Daniel Gonzalez. Great guy, huh, Billy?
Yeah.
Very articulate, I enjoyed talking to him. Hell, I could have kept on going, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No,
he's very good guy.
He's genuine.
He absolutely is. The only bad thing is he looks better than I do. I hate putting guys on that look better than I do. The problem is everybody looks better than I do. So, but you know what? I'm getting over it. I don't cry on screen. I'll wait till later. So, yeah, he's a great guy. I'm looking forward to doing some stuff and helping him out here in the future. All right, Billy. I'm going to let's say goodbye.
We'll see everybody.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching tonight. I really do appreciate it. And like I say, I'm privileged to have the people that get to watch this show. I'm very, very honored for it. And I hope we can all jump in and give Daniel Gonzalez a little help here over the next few weeks. So, everybody, like I say, paintball community. When we all work together, we make paintball bigger and better. So until next week, 7 o'clock Pacific time on Facebook, on Flagpole Productions, please, everybody play hard, play safe, play fair, get out there and play some paintball. See you guys next week now. All right?